Good morning and welcome to our live video this morning. My name's Jenny McCormack and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in Brackley, which is in Northamptonshire in the UK. And I'm going to be doing another Facebook Live this morning, so if you're watching live, do say hi and let me know that you're here. It's always nice to know who's watching. If you have any questions as I go along with the session, then don't hesitate to pop those in the comments. And we are carrying on our scenery cards this week. So these are cards that feature a scene. Morning, Lynn. Just going to lift my blind. Let the cat out the window. So we've been doing some scenery cards, mainly, featuring this stamp set here called Oceanfront, which is a new stamp set in our January to June catalogue. Let me show you the cards that we've made so far this week. So we started off with this really simple card on Monday. Just literally stamping some of the elements from the stamp set itself. I did add in these little pebbles at the bottom and also the birds from the Sail Away stamp set. This is the one with the yachts. So there's that one, and on the inside we've just added that little bit of grass from the set. That was Monday's, and then yesterday I did these two. So I did this one with the yacht from Sailing Home, and the birds actually from a different set, and I just used two stamps in two different colours to create the look of the sea and the idea of the yacht sailing away into the distance. And then I did this one here, which is I wanted to look like a countryside scene. Sadly, I couldn't find one of my deciduous trees from the stamp set that I wanted from Tulip Fields, so I had to go with the pine trees, which is not quite as common out in the country for us here in the UK. But it served its purpose, and what I wanted to show you is you could make it into scenery. And I added this stone wall here at the bottom, if you can see that, and that's from the stacked stone background stamp. And all I did was I sort of masked a little bit off the edges with some post-it note, because the stacked stone is a large background stamp, and so I just tore some post-it note, popped it down, and then stamped that at the bottom. So I was pleased with the final result for that. And one of the things I did think about is you could stamp this and leave a gap and put a little stream or a path running between the two. I just added the little spots and what have you on the greenery itself. Okay, so today we're stepping up a little bit and doing some more masking, and what I want to do is use one of these images here, and I'm going to go for the girls with the buckets, because obviously it looks like they're out on the sand. So what I'm going to do is start with this image and then build the scene around them. And as luck would have it, when I opened this morning, because what we need to do is create a mask, and I discovered that I already have a mask cut out for the two girls here. So I'm going to be able to stamp that, cover those up, and then create my scene, and then come back and colour these in. So that was absolute stroke of luck. because I was thinking I was going to have to fussy cut one of these live on air, which is quite boring for everybody else. So let's get cracking. So I hope everybody's well. It's extremely blustery here. So I'm hoping it doesn't knock everything off. I've got the windows open for the cat to go out, like you do. What do we like? I don't know. Okay, so I've got some basic white card, and I've got my block, my stamping pad underneath. I won't need it for this particular stamp set, but I will want it for the other ones because they're photopolymer and you want just a little bit of cushioning underneath. So as usual, I'm going to use Early Espresso and stamp my two girls. Now what I haven't done is check to see, excuse me, if they will fit. Oh yeah, so the scenery is bigger than the girls. That's quite important really. Okay, so I have Early Espresso, and I am going to grab my piece of scrap paper from yesterday, because I just want to make sure this is stamping okay. It's a little bit light. I wonder if I've got my other Early Espresso round, although I guess it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to colour them in. Just do an extra bit of stamping and inking up. So I hope you're well, Lynn. I expect you're working and watching. So I don't know if you have the captions up or not. So if you are, I hope you're well. Okay, so I'm just going to use this as a bit of a guide. Let's have them a little way up, because then if I want to, I can put a sentiment at the bottom. There we go. Morning, Jeanette. Hope you're well. So we're just stepping this one up a little bit, adding in these little girls into our scene. So I already have this cut out on a post-it note, which is very handy. It's just about sticky. So what I'm going to do is stamp this, is cover this up, and then I'm going to put elements on top. I'm quietly in the background. How nice is that? Okay, so just going to pop this over. Now I just know this is what I want to do, but I haven't really thought through how I'm going to do it. Best laid plans and all that. So I think we can have these, we can have the sand coming up quite a way, and then the sea. So let me, where am I going to start? That's the question. Okay, let me have a look. So I can choose any of the three elements here for the sand in terms of this one's got a lot of detail in terms of broken up, which would be quite good for the sand, wouldn't it? So let's start with that one, and I'm going to choose excuse me, So Saffron, I think. So we've got some nice yellow sand for today. Just going to stamp it off and have a look. Stamp it onto here. Let's move that out of the way. Let's have a look. So I know this is going to go over the girls that I've got here, but I just want to get a feel. Actually, I don't need that one open. Creating havoc. So I'm thinking they can sort of be in that area of sand like that. And then I can add the sea, just looking at that angle. Obviously I need a fairly straight horizon, so I'm going to have to use the flat one next. Like so. And I did wonder about soft succulent being slightly bluey green. Now it might be too much, so I'm just going to try it on here before. Because here in the UK we don't have nice bright blue waters very often. So I'm just going to try that here on top. And remembering when I do this on the actual card, my girls will be covered up. Just a little bit too far, isn't it? Okay. So what I might have to do is I could do it with this one turned round. Sorry everybody. Okay. So what I'm thinking is almost at an angle like that, and then okay, let's go for it. I can always redo it. So this is So Saffron for my sand. Just wondering. If that would be better. Oh dear dear. Let's just give it a go. So I'm just giving an extra bit of pressure where the post-it notes are. Okay, so there's my sand. I'm just going to lift those up so you can see. So that works well. Okay, now I've got to decide. So I could mask a little bit of that off. Or I could use this. I can't believe I'm being so indecisive this morning. Let's go for that. Okay, let me make sure this is wiped clean. So I am going to use soft succulent, but I'm going to Stamp it off first. Might be too light. I can always go over it a little bit or stamp it again on top. And apart from that alien that's in the corner, it's fine. Let's just peel these away. And then I need some sky at the top. Let's go with this in balmy blue. So I hope everybody is well. Somewhat of a different day to yesterday when it was pouring or rainy nearly all day. Thank you, Lynn. And this morning, although we have quite a big breeze going on, it's nice and bright and sunny, so Cassie will get more of a walk today, that's for sure, than she did yesterday. Okay, so I'm just going to overlap this very, very slightly for our sky. So we did have a stamp set called Waterfront, which was similar to this, but it had much smaller elements, whereas I think you can build a scene much quicker with this. So there we have our little scene. Seems to work. Now we can colour in our girls. Oh, it's windy with Jeanette as well. Okay, let's not lose my little what do you call them? My little post-it note. And in here we have these birds, and we have grasses as well, and some tiny little butterflies. So I am going to add the birds in. And my plan for tomorrow is to do something similar, but with a brand new stamp set of scenes. Okay, let's pop those in. Wonder if I could have covered up that little blemish there. Okay, so let's do a little bit of colouring, and I do have our new Blends pens that have the neutral tones, so the skin tones that you can use, which is perfect for this. Whereas before I only ever used petal pink or ivory, and now we have these. So I've got SU 800, 700, let me see, I didn't put these back in order. So 900 is quite a light, and 1000 is the lightest. Let's have a look. So we've got their arms, and then their dresses, and obviously the buckets and the hair. So I need to take my glasses off for this. There we go. And the legs. Like that. Let's have a slightly different tone. This, the younger one, slightly lighter. Like that. Excellent. And then we can take a darkish tone for the hair. So this is 600, so this is the sort of middle of the range. So there's 10 pens altogether, and they come in packs of 2. Let's take, this is bronze, which is one of the colours we've had before. This is quite a bit darker. There we go. And let's do the faces. There's nothing on that one, it's just that little girl's face there. He's sweet. Very talented artists. There was a great video, oops, sorry, knock you about. There was a great video from Sarah Douglas. If you look her up on Facebook, Sarah, S-A-R-A, and then Douglas, D-O-U-G-L-A-S-S, CEO Stampin' Up. And yesterday they did a lot of behind the scenes, and so one of the things was speaking with one of the designers, I think it's Caitlin, and how she goes about designing the papers and the stamps and everything. It was very, very interesting. Okay, so let's colour in the dresses. Really doesn't matter what colours we go for. Let's go for Flirty Flamingo. For this little one here. So just using a little bit of dark where the creases are. I'll lift it up to show you because I know you can't see much of that. And the light. So we had a great online team get together yesterday, and the result of that is the state of my craft desk. And one of the things we do when we're online as well as in person is we have a craft along session. And I used an idea that was published by another demonstrator from America called a keyhole card. So I would have called it or known it as an aperture card in the past. I'll show it to you here. This is what we created. So it's got a hole in the middle, and some of us put acetate between these 2 layers to make it look like a proper window. So really cute, like so. But we had great fun doing that, and that's just another of the advantages of being part of a demonstrator group. Right, what colour are we going to have this young lady? Her dress. I want to do a yellow. I only seem to have light Mango Melody. I need to reorganise my pens. They've been out and about a fair bit, and I have one complete set of pens that is in my pen storage that Stampin' Up provide, and then I have duplicates that I use, obviously the popular colours that I use a lot, so greens and reds and pinks. But because I've taken them out and about for the last 2 weeks, they've sort of got put in different places. So I definitely need to, that's one of my jobs, I think, straight after here when I've had my coffee, is to go and sort those out. Right, let me just shut the window Everything's banging around here. There we go. It's nice to have so much light. I don't even need my overhead light on though. I wonder if that's any different. No, doesn't make any difference at all. Good to save some electricity, eh? Okay, so I've just got their buckets to do. Buckets tend to be red, don't they? Well, anything. I think this one's going to have a red bucket because it'll be a nice contrast. So I'm just going to use dark on this inside here. And then light on the outside. Actually, I might just give them the same colour buckets. There we go. And we're just about done. There we have it. So a completely different scene. I need to colour that little bit in with a bit of soft succulent if I can. So I'm just going to grab that and a blender pen. That. Okay, so do I need to add anything to that? Let me bring it up to show you. Not sure that I do. Whoops, daisy, sorry. If I had a very small boat, that would work in the distance, but the ones that I've got that I used earlier on would be too big. I could add some grasses down here. What do you think in this corner? Or do you like it as is? So we've got the little grasses. Not sure whether it needs anything or not. I don't think it's missing anything, let's put it that way. No, I think I'm going to leave it as is, because if they're out on the main part of the beach, then there wouldn't be any grasses there. Thank you, Jeanette. Jeanette says as is. Right, all my blender pens are going there ready to be sorted. So I just need to layer this onto a piece of backing card and then onto the main card. Let's see what I've got to hand. Anything that saves us cutting anything up. So I have got, no, definitely not that. Let's see. So that's, what is that? Crushed curry, that is. This is, I think this is too dark, Night of Navy. The only other thing I wondered whether is to pick out one of these colours. So that's the yellow, obviously there for her dress. I could go poppy, but I think that would be a bit too much. Let's see. Decisions. Right, let me take this away because it will be on a white base card. What do we think? Let's grab a white card ready, and that might help decide. Or I could go for balmy blue or something. So I think that works quite nicely. It is one of my go-to colours, as you know, because the girls are brown, so it brings in the 3 lots of brown. Brown in the birds, brown of the outline, and here. Just try it with the yellow. It doesn't set it off as well, in my opinion. Do you think the dark blue, or shall I pick out a balmy blue layer? Jeanette says blue. That works as well, doesn't it? Perhaps the blue would be good. Let's go for that. So just going to add some glue to the reverse. Like that. Just fold this over. So this is our thick basic white card, perfect for card layering, as all of our coloured card is. And then I've used the thin basic white for stamping onto. There we go. Voila. I'll bring that up for you. So I'm pleased with that. I think it works really well. It just took me a bit of time to work out the different heights that I was going to use, but I think that works well with that sort of cut off. It gives the impression of walking, you know, walking away, doesn't it? So there we go. That was another one in our series. And then tomorrow evening I'm going to be using a brand new stamp set. Let me see if I can find it to show you. Here it is. So this is very similar design in terms of the artistry. It's called In the Moment. It's been one of the most popular sets that I've sold already outside of classes, and I haven't even demonstrated it yet. So I'm thinking of using either, well, probably, almost certainly, this lady here looking out with the scene behind. If I was feeling brave, I could use this one and cut out. So do a mask and just cut out these bits of the windows. So we'll see. We'll see. But some nice sentiments. You're always so good to others. Be good to yourself too. I know quite a few people that applies to. Sometimes the most productive thing you can do is relax. And I think you could also just use relax on its own. It's got a couple of birds. They're always useful. And then you're in my thoughts. So that's called In the Moment. Take it out of the light. So that's what I'm going to combine with Oceanfront tomorrow. So I hope you're able to join me. That'll be tomorrow at 7 p.m. So if you're able to join me live, I'd love to see you. And if not, you can always catch up on replay, either on Facebook or the videos all get moved to duplicated to YouTube as well. So if you prefer to watch on there, on your television or something, then please do. I've definitely knocked that, haven't I? Sorry. Okay, so thank you so much indeed. I hope you like our finished card. Makes me think of nice warm sunny days, and that's definitely what we need. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. Do take care. Look after yourselves. Thank you, Jeanette and Lynn, and anybody else that was watching live. And thank you to all that are watching on catch up. Thanks so much. Have a good day, and thanks for watching. Take care. Bye for now.